Everyone, and welcome to KREM News at Noon. I'm Laura Papetti. Thanks for being with us today. And we do begin with breaking news at this noon hour. Special Counsel Jack Smith is seeking to drop charges against President-elect Donald Trump. The charges stemmed from an alleged scheme to block the transfer of power after the 2020 election. This includes challenging the results well before Election Day and then pressuring then Vice President Mike Pence to reject Electoral College votes. In newly filed court documents, federal prosecutors said they are seeking to close the case because Justice Department policy forbids the prosecution of a sitting president. A judge still needs to sign off on that request. In the meantime, as President-elect Trump puts the finishing touches on his cabinet choices, and there's a new CBS News poll that finds a majority of Americans approve of how he is handling the transition.
A new CBS News poll finds 59% of Americans approve of how President-elect Donald Trump is handling the transition.
We're going to have hearings early so we can get his team in place when he takes the oath of office on January 20th.
Over the weekend, Trump announced a series of administration picks, including hedge fund manager Scott Bessent to be Treasury Secretary and Congresswoman Lori Chavez Duramir as Labor Secretary. The poll shows many of Trump's choices have more support than opposition, including some of his more controversial picks, like Robert F. Kennedy Jr. for Health and Human Services, Tulsi Gabbard for Director of National Intelligence, and Pete Hegseth for Defense. So far, the Trump transition team has not signed an agreement with the FBI to conduct background checks on cabinet nominees, which could impact the vetting process.
If they keep delaying on these background checks, we will have a delay in getting these cabinet officials in.
I don't think the American public cares who does the background checks. What the American public cares about is to see the mandate that they voted in delivered upon.
The Trump transition also hasn't signed an agreement with the White House to get access to office space, help with expenses, or share information. A transition spokesperson tells CBS News they continue to constructively engage with the Biden administration. Christian Benavides, CBS News, West Palm Beach, Florida.
It is, of course, a big week for travel, and people are keeping a close eye on the forecast. Everyone wants to know, what will it be like over the Thanksgiving week? Let's check in with meteorologist Thomas Patrick and take a look at how it's going.
Yeah, good afternoon, Laura. I will say this. In general, nothing major for the Northwest in terms of weather conditions. That means your travel plan should be largely unaffected. Now, we might get a sprinkle here or there as we are getting at this exact moment, but we can all handle a little rain, right? And that is largely what we'll see every once in a while, mainly for the next 3 days here. It's just a little bit of rainfall. Yes, snow still at the higher elevation, so that's the blue shades that you see mainly, for example, over Mount Spokane, but some sprinkles just kind of here or there. In fact, it really just started raining within the last 60 seconds right here at our South Hill studios. I think that's one of these green spots that we see on the south side of town. So we'll get some very, very light rain just kind of here or there really for the rest of the day today. We also see kind of the same chances for Tuesday and Wednesday. Yes, I keep the small snow icon because some of you might see snowflakes in the morning hours, but we're not going to get any snow accumulations. We are not going to get icy roads, and we are not even expecting any major snowfall over the Cascades or the mountain passes. So all in all, the travel forecast into the Thanksgiving weekend is largely looking good to go for the inland Northwest. But coming up, we're going to break down these lighter rain chances hour by hour through the extended forecast, and that is all coming up in about 10 minutes.
All right, my friend, he's talking about no snow on the roadways, but we have good news for skiers and snowboarders. Talking about snow on the mountains, Schweitzer announced it is extending opening weekend through Wednesday because of the early snow it received. Taking a live look right now, Schweitzer will still close for Thanksgiving Day this Thursday, but they do plan to reopen on Friday. It looks beautiful. All right, the Okanagan County Sheriff's Office is searching for a missing woman days after she was last seen. The Sheriff's Office is reporting that 21-year-old Sofia Esther Amaro left her family's home around 1 a.m. on Tuesday. A hunter reportedly found an abandoned vehicle in the Loomis area on Thursday, and the Sheriff's Office says items found in that vehicle do indicate that Amaro had been in it at one point.